forces determined to subjugate his people and close down his school. In each of the incredible fight scenes, Lee's execution of technique is exemplary, whether fighting unarmed or with the weapon that would become synonymous with his image, the deadly nunchaku. As a painful side note, Bruce's techniques were so powerful that student Bob Baker received a serious chest injury during the filming of his climactic encounter with Bruce, despite wearing a protective shield under his shirt. Fist literally took Asia by storm, and Bruce became a megastar in Hong Kong, unable to walk the streets of Kowloon for fear of being mobbed by hordes of adoring fans. For his next production, Way of the Dragon, which also heralded his directorial debut, Bruce formed his own production company, Concord, with co-partner Raymond Chow. Predictably, Way of the Dragon smashed the box office record previously set by Fist of Fury, and public demand for the movie was so high that the police had to reroute traffic away from theaters during screenings. To give Way a truly international feel, Bruce shot on location in Rome, using the Italian capital's stunning landmarks to frame the action. In addition, rather than using the Hong Kong fighters so familiar to local audiences, Bruce enlisted the services of friend and karate legend Chuck Norris to appear as his nemesis in the deadly climactic confrontation set in Rome's ancient Colosseum. This incredible one-on-one encounter stands even to this day as one of the most skillful and realistic fight scenes ever committed to celluloid, and is a lasting tribute to the outstanding abilities of both men. Way of the Dragon also allowed Bruce to take the application of his trademark weapon, the nunchaku, even further than in Fist of Fury. In an amazing scene at the back of the restaurant, Lee dispatches his attackers using not one, but two sets simultaneously. Using a concept first conceived during location scouting for the Silent Flute in India, Bruce began work on the Game of Death in August 1972. The premise of the movie is of three fighters fighting their way up a multi-floored pagoda. To pass from one floor to the next, each fighter must defeat a master of a particular style. During the progression of the battle, two of the fighters, played by James Tien and Che Yuan, are defeated and killed due to their rigid adherence to one particular style of combat and their inability to adapt to the differing challenges presented on each floor. The Ultimate Warrior, played by Lee, a fluid fighter unrestricted by an adherence to any one particular style, would, on the other hand, successfully defeat each subsequent master before gaining enlightenment after victory on the floor of the unknown. Tragically, after filming a number of electric scenes with Eskrima expert and senior Jeet Kune Do instructor Dan Inosanto, Hapkido master Ji Han Joy, and 7'6" basketball sensation Abdul Karim Jabbar, Bruce was never to complete the project due to his untimely death. The 15 minutes or so of footage which survived proved that Game of Death could have been Lee's finest work. An explosive nunchaku battle with Dan Inosanto and the remarkable David and Goliath confrontation between Bruce and Jabbar are both years ahead of their time. While working on the Game of Death, Bruce was offered a Hollywood contract with Warner Brothers to make Enter the Dragon. Bruce signed and made the most successful martial arts movie of all time. The choreography on display is inspired. The cavern fight scene in particular, where Lee takes on scores of attackers single-handedly with bare fists and feet, a bow staff, double sticks, and his trusty nunchaku, is an ensemble sequence which still ranks as one of the most accomplished ever filmed, even 33 years after the movie's original release. Bruce's lightning hand strikes against chief protagonist Bob Wall were reportedly so fast during principal photography that the camera speed had to be adjusted before they could be successfully caught on film. Shortly before the release of Enter the Dragon, the film that would finally make Bruce a star in the eyes of the Western world, he tragically succumbed to a brain aneurysm on Friday the 20th of July, 1973, aged 32. His death allegedly was the result of a reaction to meprobabate, contained in a tablet for headaches called Equagesic. Bruce died in the Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Hong Kong. He received a national funeral in Hong Kong, viewed by tens of thousands of mourners. Bruce was also given a private burial before Linda and the children, plus close relatives and friends, including Steve McQueen and James Coburn, at Lakeview Cemetery in Seattle on July 31, 1973. 5 years after Bruce's death, Golden Harvest Chief Executive Raymond Chow finally released Game of Death. Using Enter the Dragon director Robert Clowes, a number of stand-ins and the formidable expertise of Hong Kong actor, director and fight choreographer Sammo Hung, Chow created a framework in which to showcase the final, unseen work of Bruce Lee. Upon its release in 1978, fans marveled at the intricate fight choreography and physical expertise on display in each of the 3 remarkable fight scenes. Today, Bruce Lee is still a world icon and an inspiration to all seeking the answers to life's problems and the search for ultimate knowledge, that is, self-knowledge.